Gremlins, welcome to a new video. So in today's video, I wanted to take you around with me to see my life as an international student. So as an international student who lives in Spain but is currently studying in Australia, life can be a little bit tricky. So typically when you are an international student, you have two choices, at least from my point of view. The first one is you are going to live your normal life and we do all your class in the morning or during daytime. But when you have exam, this is not very adequate because you're gonna be awake at 2, 3 a.m. and because you're not gonna be used to being awake at nighttime, then you are probably gonna fail your exams, at least me. So I picked for the second choice, and the second choice is swapping my schedule. So I am currently waking up between 8 and 9 p.m. every day, which is the equivalent of, I think, 6 a.m. in Australia. And I sleep around 10 to 2 p.m. just because my body gets very tired because of this rhythm. And I can't just say I wake up at this time and sleep at this time, because although that was true for a month or two, it's not true anymore because my body is crashing. Yeah. I'm going to take you around with me so that you can see my life and understand a bit more what it means and what it implicates when to decide to study internationally in the age of COVID-19. So the first thing I do every day is try to take care of my mental health and my body, because I noticed going through the motion of the day that I tend to feel very sad, very depressed, not in the real term, just like feel not good about yourself, and a lack of energy just because it seems like it's a situation that has no end and you will never go to that country and you will never meet anyone, and all of that is just constantly like playing with your mind. So I like to try to take care of myself. It's kind of like my goal number one, even before my studies at this point, because if you're not okay mentally, you're not gonna be fine in your studies, I'm telling you. So first thing I do in the morning is meditation and then yoga. So I'm gonna take you along with me for this. After this is done and I feel already a lot less stressful about my day, I am just going to make some breakfast. So I did my yoga, my meditation, I had my breakfast, shower, did my skincare routine, which is basically just cleansing my skin and putting a bit of moisturizer. And as you can guess, I don't do anything for my hair, just put a bit of oil and that's it. So now I'm going to prepare my exam. So I'm done doing the 2.5 hours of work, so I just started doing, well, almost did the entire exam. The big part of the work is done, and I try to submit the exam by tonight so that I can have a full Halloween weekend doing anything but working. So what I'm gonna do right now, and what I usually do after working for a long time, is just take a long break, probably like 1 or 2 hours, play some video games, read a book, and probably have some food eventually. Yep, so this is typically what I do every day. So now I want to tell you a bit more about how it really is to be an international student that is studying online in 2021. So I'm gonna give you a couple of negative sides and positive ones because not everything is dark. Number one, you miss out on so many opportunities, and personally my university makes me feel that way even more. I receive a ton of emails saying, hey, meet for this pizza stuff, meet these clubs and everything, and no clubs is available online. There's literally nothing online aside from a group for international students, but truly it's just a bit awkward. It's just how it is. Negative side number two kind of goes in the same direction. Because you don't have any opportunities to really meet anyone, then you don't make friends. You just don't. I've got probably 2 friends, and that's it. It's really hard to make friends with Australians because, of course, why would they be friends with people online when they have so many people around them all the time? For international students, it just feels like a lot of us are overwhelmed, and because of that, it's harder to make communications. Negative side number 3 is you do feel anxious, and sometimes you can feel very helpless because no one is gonna help you. It's really hard to step up in a class and say, hey, I don't understand this, because as an international student, you know that all the people that are in the theater listening to a class are also gonna listen to what you say, and there's a lot of variables. I have an accent, and like every other international students, which can make us feel a bit scared to speak up. And even more than that, it just doesn't feel very friendly as an environment to explain that you don't understand a concept. So a lot of the time, if I don't understand something, I will just work on my own later during the day on it. But I know that I have other friends that are just panicking because they are drowning themselves. They feel like they are not learning and they are just struggling all the time. So that's really a big bad point, I guess, of it is you feel alone, and because of that, you feel more anxious and helpless. And now, point number 4, which is the worst for me. You are so tired all the time. I was living in Vietnam for the first semester, so I only had 3 hours behind Australia, I think, and I was still very tired, but it was still better than now. Now that I'm back to Europe, I've got 9 hours. And this is horrible most of the time because you can't really go out and enjoy your life. I love to go surfing, but because I spend my life being on a nighttime schedule, if I want to go surfing, I need to do almost good rotation around the clock to be able to go there, and then I'm so tired and it takes me 2 days to feel better again. So your social life, out. any type of activity that requires daytime out. You're just gonna be too tired, and that is pretty hard because I live on a beautiful island right now, and I would really like being able to enjoy the beach and the surf and all the other activities that there are to do. I still do them, but it is ruining my sleep quality and my schedule in general. I'm just tired. So, for instance, in the last 2 weeks, we have stopped changing time zone with my boyfriend, so we just decided not to go and do any sort of daylight activities just because it's to a point that when it starts to be 6 a.m., so not that many hours after I've been awake, I do get so tired I barely can walk. So that point to think about if you want to apply to an international university during COVID. Now, the positive sides, because yes, there are some. One, I get to do something else than going to uni, meaning that if I want to do half of my day studying and then half of my day doing whatever personal project I want, then I can, because I don't have to go to campus, I don't have to spend 2 hours in traffic, and I can do whatever I want and create whatever plans I want. And that is a lifesaver, because when you feel like your only life purpose is to do your studies and that you need to succeed, I personally feel like it is not enough, and that's not what I want of my life. I wanna do other things than just studying. Second positive side is I don't have to pay rent. I'm living in my parents' house with my boyfriend, so we don't have to pay any rent, and that makes us more money aside, which we are currently using to make investments or travel, because I love Europe and I'm gonna miss Europe so much. So before I go and ostracize myself in Australia, I'm gonna travel quite a bit. And third final great point is, I think for any other students, it would feel great to be with their family, meaning that you see your family and it doesn't have to be such goodbye, I'm leaving for university, I'm not seeing you for many years. So I think for many students, that's great to be with a family so that we can go through the hard times and the stress of university with them. In my case, my parents are living in Vietnam and I'm in Spain, so it doesn't really work. But last semester when I was living with them, their support was definitely helping a lot. So yeah, these are my downsides and bright sides. There's so much more to say about it, and I'd probably make another video if it's interesting you, but yeah. The good side is apparently Australia is gonna open its borders in January. Hopefully I'll be there before 2023. Or maybe not. To be honest, I was very sad about being online, and I still am, because I still want to make friends, I still want to do activities, be part of clubs obviously, and I want to start being on a nighttime schedule, although the nighttime schedule is not as bad as you would think. I don't mind living here. I'm happy I have the time to think about other things than just university, and sometimes when you are going through your life, it seems like you don't have the time to stop and think, hey, is it really what I want to do? And this semester, I really spent the entire time thinking, is that really what I want to do? And the answer is probably not. I love the studies and it's interesting, but I want to use that knowledge to do something else than the average job you would get after it. And I will talk about that in another video. So it's the end of the day and it's like 11 a.m. here. I'm definitely very tired and I'm, as you can probably see, and I am going to read for like probably an hour, go back to bed and do it all over again tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, subscribe and tell me in the comments what is like your routine, because I guess we all have our own routines, right? And I'm always looking to improve mine, so I'd love to know about yours. So hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you for another one. Bye.